Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Today we are talking about Demon Slayer Season 4, Episode 3. And I'm going to be pessimistic probably about the rest of this season because I think it's just going to be training the entire time. Not really a lot going on. Probably going to be the weakest season we're going to get. And honestly, I unless they put in a fight somewhere, it's going to be very meh. I'm not feeling it that much yet. You know, it's just kind of, eh. So we start off here with Tengen's training as well. He's pushing everybody really hard. Tanjiro finally shows up, and he is clearly on a different level than all of these other regular Demon Slayer Corps members. He is working harder. He has more stamina than them. He can run faster, he can push more weight, he can hold more weight. Kind of has a general better attitude, I would say, than most of the no-names as well. Eats more than all of them, too. And, you know, here his wives are talking about how, you know, like Tengen is actually pretty soft on the inside, even though he's kind of hard on the outside. You know, he's trying to do this for everybody's own good, obviously get him strong enough to beat an upper rank. But realistically, with this group, the only one that has the ability to go toe-to-toe with an upper rank or Muzan is Tanjiro. Realistically, all these underlings are going to either be in the way or get killed off really quickly and essentially be useless. And I hate to say that, but that's kind of where the Hashira are thinking as well. It's not just Tengen. The Snake and Wind Hashira were also kind of thinking the same general thing, that it's not really going to happen. The only interesting thing that I would say happens here is we have a new upper rank 4 demon. Let's see if I can find the eyeball that pops up. And it's just a little eyeball. I'm going to see if I can find the exact thing. Yep, hold on. I'll play it. I'll just play the clip until it goes. There you go. So there is your upper rank 4. So we have a new upper rank 4, or I guess it could be a lower rank 4, but I'm going to say upper rank 4 being that he disbanded all of the lower ranks, which makes sense. So they're spying, you know, basically that upper rank is trying to figure out where Nezuko is, spying on them, seeing what they're doing, things along those lines. Obviously, they're probably learning about the Hashira training, things along those lines as well. And then, as I said here, we just see Tanjiro basically outpacing everybody, talking about, you know, how strong the upper ranks are, that, you know, they basically got beat within an inch of his life as well. Yeah, here you go. He seems cruel on the inside, but he's nice on the inside. Cruel on the outside, nice on the inside. And then he's like, oh, you know, I can hear all of you guys over here as well. We then kind of go to Giyu and Tanjiro doing the eating contest, even though Giyu already said he was going to do the training and can eat more than Tanjiro in this instance. I think Tanjiro didn't actually hear him say, he cut him off with the, hey, let's have a noodle eating contest. And he was like, if I can eat more than you have to do the training. But then he was like, oh, does that mean if you lose, I don't have to do the training? And he does end up eating more than Giyu, but I think Giyu allowed him to do it, is basically what we're showing. Because in the last episode, it did end with Giyu like, yeah, I'll do the training. And then Tanjiro cut him off with a noodle contest. So we will see Giyu again for some of the training. So we'll go ahead and skip past some of that. Here we have the Snake and Wind Hashira talking about basically how pretty much all of the underlings are not going to stand a chance to the upper ranks. They've kind of both accepted that. They're thinking about this place that all the demons were gathered, this whatever the heck it was, mansion type thing that disappeared. They're wondering what the heck that is, what's beyond that door. Oh, they're calling it a castle. Okay. They know for a fact that Nezuko is the true target here as well. So that is going to be a problem, because obviously they're going to have to super defend Nezuko now at this point in time. The other demons, I'm already forgetting their names. We don't see them at all in this episode. So we don't see the insect Hashira is not in this episode at all, which I thought we were going to see. We also do not see the medical demon and her assistant there, whose names I am forgetting because I forgot to look them up before we got into this. They are not here either. So they're not in the entire episode like I thought they might be. So they basically have no aspect of it. These two Hashira are going to train and fight each other. So that'll be cool to see two Hashira going head-to-head. We do get to see Tanjiro kind of go head-to-head with Tengen a little bit as well. Tengen wishes he can still fight and be useful, but with, he's down an arm and he's down an eye. So a lot of his senses and a lot of his power, he can probably still kill demons, no problem. But he would no longer be useful in an upper rank fight, unfortunately. There's no getting around that. Kind of generally sucks. But it is what it is. So they go up the mountain. Tengen's pretending to be a demon. He's like, you have to train yourself to fight in the dark, because that's where we always fight demons. We always fight them in the dark because they can't go out in the sunlight, as we know, minus Nezuko, because they burn to a crisp. Probably has something to do with Nezuko never actually eating a human, most likely. But Tanjiro's job here is to defend all of his underlings, while Tengen tries to defeat all of them. And all of them are trying to, attack Tengen, get a hit on him as well. All of them are kind of complaining about it. It's too hard. We're going to go against the Hashira. This isn't fair. And he was like, what do you think a demon's going to say? A demon doesn't care that it's too hard or unfair. The demon's just going to kill you. So suck it up. Deal with the training. As I said, we get to see probably the best part of this episode is Tengen and Tanjiro going at it for a bit of fighting. Basically, all of them saying, we understand that we're weak. We're too weak. We're not going to be able to, fight an upper rank, but we're going to be there to support them along the way. We believe in the Hashira. We believe in Tanjiro. And we want them, we think that you'll be able to defeat them, is essentially what they're saying. They'll support them the best they can, is what it is. And, he's like, they'll come together they'll become tougher in their own way. A lot of them, I think, are going to be stuck with Tengen for quite a while, is what it is. But Tanjiro is done here. So Tanjiro clearly was, way ahead of all of them. Clearly mastered the stamina training, and basically it was a way, he was injured, he was resting for a while, so he was losing a little bit of stamina, but he's got some new scars on his body as well, as we can see, from him being shirtless in this, but he's definitely got the muscular going on there, maybe getting a little bit more of a jawline, like Tengen's wife said, and he's doing good, he's doing good. As I said, he got through this training no problem. I don't really think, it might get hard for him near the end, obviously I think there's probably different levels to the Hashira training. Maybe Tengen is the weakest of the Hashira. Well, he's an ex-Hashira, but maybe he was the weakest of the Hashira, and then they're going to go up to the strongest. I'm not really 100% sure how this is all going to pan out, but more training is basically what's coming. So the next one here is, let's see, what is his name? Togito. There we go, the Mist Hashira. Forget having a brain fart, but he's basically beating up everybody. He's doing more sword skills. I guess that's going to be his training, is more combat, not hand-to-hand combat, sword-to-sword combat, I should say. And basically he's, defeating all of the underlings very, very easily, all of the no-names, and basically saying, you really need to concentrate on this. A demon wouldn't care. You would have died 3 times already. So that is going to be the next episode, is going to be Tanjiro versus Togita here, Mist Hashira, and I'm sure we'll get to see some more fighting. It's not going to be sword on sword, it's going to be wooden sword versus wooden sword, but it's probably going to be similar, I would guess. They might put a little sprinkle in there with the insect Hashira and the research demon and her assistant. That may come into play at some point in time. It's gonna have to at some point in this season. Maybe she arrives at the Butterfly Mansion. I am not really sure how that is going to pan out, but it's definitely going to be interesting. We also need to hear the backstory of how the insect Hashira's master, which I believe was the Butterfly Hashira, how she ended up dying, because that was the end of episode 2. It was like, let me tell you the story, and then instead of going into that story, it was like, nope, okay, back to Tanjiro, we're going to do training. So we might get a little bit of a recap, but I would say, let's see, does it give us a preview for next episode? Not really. Let's see. Tengen likes hot springs. That's what we got at the end here. It makes you smile. It's going to be episode 4, but I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10, because I just wasn't feeling it. You know what? No, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I'm going to actually knock it down a point. Just this whole season has been very weak so far. I just haven't been into it. And I understand, it's the training part of it, but from what I understand in the manga, This whole arc was like 11 chapters. So they're trying to drag out a chapter an episode, which normally it's like multiple chapters. Like sometimes it can be up to 30 chapters in one episode, depending on the length of the chapters. But from what I understand, I think the manga, it was like 11, maybe 12 chapters or something. And we have 11 episodes, so they're basically slowing it down real slow, doing an episode of chapter, which if they got to take extra time to do the animation, that's perfectly fine for the better stuff. But I think the majority of us are just going to be disappointed with this season, and we'll be a lot happy with next season. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. And tune in next Saturday for My Hero Academia. Next Sunday for Demon Slayer. I think, am I going to be around? That's actually a question. I may not be around, so it may mess up the schedule. If I do mess up the schedule, worst case scenario is it gets pushed off during the week, but I'll still do the review, so no big deal. I'll do maybe a quick short or something if I think the schedule is going to get messed up again, because I think it's going to, because I don't think I'm going to be around to watch and review the episodes on the days they come out. So maybe a Monday, Tuesday type deal is what I think is probably going to happen. But yet again, I can make a short or something to let everyone know. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.